Welcome back to Jaze Oracle. I'm your host, Jay. Let's get started. Okay, Capricorn, this is your Jaze O spread for Capricorn for April 2025. Take a good look at that. This is similar to a Zodiac spread. It goes from the first house to the 12th house. And I give you an advice card and a root energy card. So take some time, go through these, take a look at that. I'll give you a moment. Okay, so we're going to begin with the first house. And just as a quick review, the first house is identity. This is you, your personality, your physicality, how you look. The associations are with fire, wands, Aries, and Mars. And you got the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles sits contently on her throne, surrounded by a lush, fertile background brimming with the earth's bounty. Flowers and rabbits, which represent fertility, are framed on the card. The goat's head on the armrest represents Capricorn, the earthy sign. She is shown as a pragmatic woman who appreciates material possessions and is skilled at obtaining them. Since she appears to be enjoying herself, she understands exactly what she wants and is happy when she gets it. This also means that she accepts responsibility for her judgments and is fair and wise in business. The reason she is affluent is due to her hard work. She represents a helpful friend or employer with a generous personality and the ability to provide realistic advice. You got it upright. This card describes a well-off, realistic, and supportive woman who may also be a professional or a business person. The Queen of Coins would make an excellent business advisor or mentor. She is an abundant, helpful businesswoman with dark skin or hair and is supportive, practical, and wealthy. So that is how you physically look right now. And that is how your personality is perceived. So for your second house, that is your resources. This is your self-worth, your possessions, your money, and how you earn it. The associations are with Earth, Pentacles, Taurus, and Venus. And you got the Knight of Wands. This knight depicts a lovely young man galloping across the desert, symbolizing the promise for expansion from a desert to a garden or forest. Over his suit of armor, he wears a cape embroidered with salamanders. He exudes purpose and assurance as he effortlessly holds the reins of the horse in one hand, suggesting confidence, and a wand in the other, symbolizing creative force and drive. This young man has brilliant ideas and a keen sense of adventure. He is a generous and warm friend or lover, yet he can be impulsive, inconsistent, and hasty in his decisions. He has a terrific sense of humor and will go to any length to have a good time. This knight may also indicate foreign business connections, and you got it upright. This card represents an occasion or an event, such as a change of location, a long journey, or even immigration to a new country. So your self-worth is pretty high, and that's beautiful. Your possessions seem to be pretty good too, and your money. Now, how you earn it, it's possible you could be changing location or on a long journey, or even immigrate to a new country. So keep that in mind. So on to the third house. The third house is communication and knowledge. What you know, your early learning style, your siblings, your neighbors, your short or routine journeys, your environment. Associations are with air, swords, Gemini, and Mercury. And you got the Fool. The Fool card represents sudden opportunities and a decision to embark on an adventure. There's a choice to be made as a new life cycle begins, for the journey cannot begin without a decision. A decision is the first step. This card expresses the need to let go of old habits and begin something new and unexplored. Anything can happen, but there must be a beginning step. It denotes someone who is unconventional, courageous, and daring. It can also symbolize a new opportunity, meeting someone new, or beginning a new cycle or scenario where you may feel inexperienced or unprepared. Depending on where it appears in the spread, the outcome is determined by how effectively you manage yourself and retain your balance. Nonetheless, it is the experience gained from this new opportunity that will enrich your life, not the outcome that the Fool represents. When the Fool appears in a spread, it denotes risk-taking and trusting one's instincts. Also, surprising influences are around the corner. Now is the time to think beyond the box and believe in yourself and your ability. It heralds the beginning of an exciting mental, physical, or spiritual adventure. And here's a bonus. Someone with a great deal of potential, a disruptor of a business or field, a young business person, a unique and unexpected chance that has the potential to open doors. You'll get an answer if you take a step forward. And since this is your third house, this has to do with communication and knowledge. So it's going to be perhaps there might be an opportunity with your sibling that pops up, or your neighbors, as well as there might be new opportunities on your short routine journeys, or just generally in your environment. So keep that in mind. And you might have new ways of expressing yourself, as well as new ideas, because the third house is associated with air, swords, Gemini, and Mercury. So now in your fourth house, you got the 10 of Pentacles. So what's the fourth house about? Home and family. This is where you live. Your attachments, your roots, your structure, your history, your domestic life, and your emotional security or otherwise. It's associated with water, cups, Cancer, and the moon. And you got the 10 of Pentacles. Okay, let me say that again. The 10 of Pentacles, okay? A well-dressed elderly man, the family patriarch, sits with 2 loyal dogs at his knee. An adjacent archway bears his coat of arms, and 2 more members of the family, a young man and woman, greet each other joyfully nearby. The image appears to be one of clan or family unity, based on many years of tradition. The spheres of the Kabbalistic tree of life are superimposed on this medieval family setting, reminding us that we are members of both a family and a community, and that while we seek physical well-being and prosperity in our daily lives, seeking spiritual fulfillment is also important. This card represents long-term success based on spiritual wisdom and understanding. The card's message is that acquiring material gain through a balanced attitude lasts for generations. You got it upright. The formation of sturdy foundations for families or businesses is indicated by this card. The purchase of a home, for example, or the establishment of a tradition are symbolic of life's security, stability, and permanence. Family money, legacy, renewal, financial comfort. You will get used to living in luxury, but be careful not to grow complacent and overindulgent. Long-term prosperity and material contentment have been achieved, according to this card. You are at ease in your own house and will be in a position or have the potential to leave a wonderful legacy to your descendants. And here's a bonus. A store, boutique, restaurant, department mall, business, headquarters, office, or luxury home. So this is really good news for your fourth house, which is house or home and family, where you live, your attachments, your roots, your structure, your domestic life. So that's really good news. Be happy and grateful for that, Capricorn. And for your fifth house, you got the Justice card, okay? So in the fifth house, creativity and children, the things we give birth to and take risks on. This is where we play, fall in love, and create. Associations, fire, wands, Leo, the sun. So the message of the Justice card is that when opposing forces are in harmony, the appropriate decision can be made. Nonetheless, choices have consequences since they cause change. You are advised to consider that making the right decision requires a dispassionate evaluation of your situation using your intellect and facts, not emotions. The situation requires you to be honest and fair. So you're going to need to be honest and fair with your children as well as your creativity. Have courage and connect with your conviction before making any decisions. Being resolute and grounded is required, integrating conscious and subconscious. It also denotes a generous and fair-minded person or a favorable settlement of legal matters, contracts, or negotiations. It can indicate choice or decision, logic, balanced, fair, clear-sighted view of life. Indicates accountants, judges, lawyers, and people who make laws. And here's a bonus. Legal, if the Hierophant appears in the same spread in the Lovers, and civil marriages, the Lovers. Signing of contracts, a legal battle that ends fairly. Signing of legal documents to establish a contract or a business. So in the realm of creativity and children, you're going to need to be fair, and you're going to need to be using logic rather than emotions. Okay, so and you know, these are the things we give birth to and take risks on. So make sure you have a balanced mind before you take any risks on your children or with creativity. So now on to the 6th house, which is work and service. This is your health and habits, your responsibilities, the mundane work that you do, and those who do work for you. Associations: Earth, Pentacles, Virgo, Mercury. And you got the Hermit card. So traveling allows you to gain experience. There is always something new and fresh to discover about life. The Hermit card also asks you to withdraw into isolation to reflect on and learn from your previous experiences. The wisdom of life's obstacles will be revealed if you take time to reflect and understand. You'll have a better understanding of your life and be able to share your wisdom with others, enlightening them. It indicates the need for withdrawal to reach higher realms of consciousness and wisdom. The Hermit is a call for discovering the truth within. Worldly affairs can be distracting, so use caution and take your time when deciding on issues that matter discreetly. It also indicates that you may feel you have accomplished everything you set out to do and are wondering what's next. However, more knowledge or experience is required. And so here's a modern bonus. Professor, researcher, philosopher, mentor, specialized publisher, historian, experienced therapist, wise, intellectual. And you got that for work and service. So I think that you definitely are a wise person, and that would include being wise about your health and your habits and the mundane work you do. So I think this is almost like, I think basically though, you might need to, it might be saying that you will be isolated somewhat in April during your work and service and your responsibilities, which seems normal to me for a Capricorn. So on to the next house is the 7th house, which is relationships. This is where you interact with others and how. Committed romantic or business partnerships and openly declared enemies are represented here. Associations: Air, Swords, Libra, Venus. So you got the Hanged One, which is the Hanged Man, and it denotes inability to move forward in life due to a period of temporary pause or suspension. However, other people's input and behaviors are also a part of the delay. Others had tied the Hanged Man to the tree trunk. The card's message is that this is not the best time to decide. There will be some delays. Some patience is required, as well as a re-evaluation of your intentions. Moreover, you will need to sacrifice or voluntarily give up your old ways to evolve and reinvent yourself. Something must be lost before you can make your way forward, otherwise the status quo will continue. The Hanged Man urges you to make a conscious decision to let go of the past, yourself, or habits which no longer benefits your life cycle, because something better is on the way. This card imposes the need for a moment of rest and reflection. This is in contrast to the Hermit, who gently urges you to reflect and prepare for a new cycle of regeneration. By trusting your higher wisdom and letting go of old habits and beliefs, you can overcome the source of your delay. In other words, if you are not self-aware, life will force you to stop and reflect. Here's a bonus, modern interpretation. Opportunity to reset your life. You will emerge from this period with renewed energy. And so that is in your relationship house, which means that you probably need to slow down and reflect. It could be that others who are, in a relationship with you have tied you up and slowed you down. Regardless of that, you need to reflect. You need to reevaluate things in your relationship house. So the next house is the 8th house, and the 8th house, some people would say is the tough stuff. So this house represents the things we don't want to talk about: death, taxes, inheritances. It's also joint resources, other people's money, sex, and transformation. It's associated with water, cups, Scorpio, and Pluto. And you got the 4 of Cups. A young man sits cross-legged with his arms folded because of the turbulent emotions that are overcoming him. He seems unhappy, looking at 3 cups in front of him while ignoring or denying a 4th cup offered by a hand emerging from the cloud. He looks to be conflicted about his views and deeds. The steadiness represented in the number 4 is not embodied. This is because an important component is missing: an understanding of the situation's wisdom. This card represents a call to take a fresh look at life and examine the current circumstances. And you got it upright. So, boredom. Re-evaluating emotional affairs or connections. Indulging in an emotional state and ignoring present opportunities. And this is in your 8th house. So it's possible you're in a relationship and maybe, I'm not trying to be mean here, but maybe the sex is boring. Maybe it's dull. Maybe the relationship is dull. Maybe this is the house of transformation. Maybe there is transformation taking place and you're bored with the transformation. Maybe other people's money. I mean, I guess how could that bore anyone, right? But maybe joint resources, maybe it's not good joint resources, and for some reason it's not good other people's money, as well as, of course, taxes. And I believe April is tax season in America. So yeah, I could definitely see boredom involved with taxes. Okay, so just giving you a heads up. You're Capricorn though. Most Capricorns are on top of it and they're early. So maybe that's why you're bored, because you're already dealing with your taxes and you're just bored in general. So you might just have to weather that storm through April. And the next house is the 9th house, and that is the house of expansion and beliefs. This house is about expanding your mind, your horizons, your knowledge, and your belief systems. It's religion, philosophy, travel, adventure, law, and the learning we do because we want to. It's associated with fire, wands, Sagittarius, and Jupiter. And you got the Magician, but you got the Magician reversed. So we have to look into that. So I'm going to read something called the modern representation, which I call the bonus. We haven't even got to the reversed part yet. So the magician represents a creative person, such as a novelist, architect, or engineer. A charismatic politician is someone who has a good balance of logical and creative qualities, who speaks well and expresses their ideas clearly, and is well suited to journalism, marketing, or public relations. And so you got the magician reversed. Confusion, loss of concentration, worry, and failure to carry ideas to an acceptable finish are all signs of learning difficulties. Plans that were once good are now being abandoned. Revisit your goal and take steps to achieve it, such as creating a strategy and a procedure, and then hone the abilities you'll need to make it reality. So basically, in the 9th house, you're gonna need to you're having confusion in your expansion and in your beliefs right now, and in your horizons, and in your knowledge and your belief systems. But you know what? Don't feel bad. I'm pretty sure most people are, because this is such a strange time, especially in America, how everything's being deconstructed and reconstructed in a way some of us don't like it being reconstructed. Some of us do. But this is a strange time anyway, so don't feel bad that you're confused. But you're going to have to, it says plans that were once good are now being abandoned. Don't be surprised about that either. So yeah, this is a time where your beliefs are going to be confusing, and including your religion and philosophy, travel, adventure. And I don't find that anything to be, it's uncomfortable. No one wants to deal with that, but that is the way things are right now, and it's not surprising that that's how it would be right now. And the next house is the 10th house, which is career. This is your career, your reputation, you in the world, your public persona, your social responsibilities. Associations, air, swords, Aquarius, and Uranus. And in the 10th house, you got the 9 of Swords reversed. So this card looks worse than what it represents. A sleepless woman sits up in bed holding her head in her hands, anticipating gloom and doom. She seems to be in despair. Next to her, 9 swords are suspended, and on her bed panel, 2 swordsmen are fighting. The signs of the zodiac embroidered on her quilt indicate that she has been feeling this for a long while. However, the swords do not touch her, indicating that her fears are unfounded and are perhaps caused by her negative thinking or state of mind. Covering her eyes, she indicates that she is not facing her situation. Her fears about her difficulties are worse than the reality of the situation. Extreme stress is indicated, and that is making her lose sleep. Nonetheless, no matter how difficult a situation seems, she must face her fears and decide as quickly and as swiftly as the swords, because her worries are paralyzing and far worse than the outcome. And you got it reversed. So it says, lessening of situation. Light at the end of a dark tunnel. So that's good news. In your career situation, things are going to get better if they've been bad. And there is light at the end of the tunnel of the turbulent situation and stress you're going through, and mental stress you're going through that you're having regarding your career. That's very good news. Congratulations on that. Okay, sorry Capricorn, I need to make a correction here. When I first said 10th house career, I said associations with air, swords, Aquarius, Uranus. That was my mistake. The 10th house and career, the associations are Earth, Pentacles, you, Capricorn, and the planet Saturn. So sorry about that. Please accept my apology there and correction. So now on to the 11th house, which is friends and community. Here we find your hopes and dreams, your friends, your associations, and your social life. Associations: air, swords, Aquarius, and Uranus. And in the 11th house, you got the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles, like the Empress figure or his counterpart, the Queen of Pentacles, is surrounded by wealth and fruits of the earth. His throne is adorned with a bull's head, symbolizing the earth sign of Taurus, the love of material possessions, maintaining a warm and nurturing home life. He is depicted casually resting his hand over the pentacle, whereas most figures in this suit hold the pentacle underneath. This indicates that he has mastered creating his physical reality with confidence and is therefore not obsessed with material gain. Notice the majestic castle behind him, which symbolizes his earthly achievements. He is a man who adores money and wealth and is content to amass and enjoy it. He's a bit of a financial whiz when it comes to business. He is not, however, corrupt in his love of money. Quite the opposite, he is patient and earns money the hard way, through ethical business practices. He is generous with what he has and willingly shares the results of his labor with others. This card's message, or the lesson he offers the fool, is to be satisfied with what you have. Enjoy your wealth, but remember that as much as you cherish it, you need to work hard for it. And you got it upright. So financial wizard, wealthy, dark skin, dark hair, financial security, honest. It refers to an older, mature man on whom you can rely. He is compassionate, self-made, and extremely successful or affluent in business. He is helpful, but he has high standards for others. So with your friends, there could be a really good friend who's a financial wizard, who's wealthy, and he might be helpful with advice, or it could be you who is helpful with advice to your friends. But your hopes and dreams are the King of Pentacles, and your friends and the associations you have in your social life are associated with wealth and honesty and compassionate and being extremely successful or affluent. So now on to the final house, the 12th house, which is secrets and undoing. This is us in private. It's the things we keep locked away in the closet, the things that bring us undone. It's also karmic lessons, spirituality, where we escape and what we know subconsciously. Associations: water, cups, Pisces, and Neptune. And you got the Empress for the 12th house. The Empress card represents timing, the changing rhythm of nature, and taking the right action at the right time to realize ideas, nurture them, and reap the fruits of consistent efforts to sustain them. It is a positive card that gives a message of success and materialistic fruition. It denotes abundant living and caring for one's physical health to fulfill one's life mission. In a tarot spread, it can indicate a pregnant woman. It also heralds news of births, happiness around an occasion or an event, such as the launch of a creative endeavor, fulfillment, fertility, pleasure, love affairs, and marriages. If the card falls in the house of career, it denotes a career associated with beauty or a business or product connected with women. In describing a person in a reading, it represents a warm, loving, sensual person with a nurturing nature. And here's a bonus: successful female feminine business, art dealer, event organizer, wedding planner, content creator, nurturing mentor. So basically, there could be a secret pregnancy that is taking place. It could be part of your undoing currently. It's a karmic lesson. This is something that you're going to have to deal with on your own. So I'm just letting you know. Maybe you already know. Maybe you don't know. But it is possible that there's a pregnancy that is around or about to take place, and you're keeping it locked away, or you don't even know yet. So for the advice, you got the Strength card. Better times are on the way. This is your chance to prove your inner strength and wisdom. You will prevail over life's hardships if you have the fortitude to endure. A beloved animal could enter your life. If you have relationship difficulties, open your heart. Forgive and forget. Besotted with an older woman, recovering from illness. And here's a bonus. Healing on a deep level. A person who has healing abilities. Animal communication skills. Someone who specializes in conflict resolution. Accomplished personality. Woman of substance and impact, who is charismatic, self-assured, and grounded. A mentor. So I think Spirit is telling you to be strong, because there is quite possibly a pregnancy that is taking place, and you need to be strong to deal with it. So let's take a look at the root card, okay? And as you can see, the root card of this entire O spread reading is the Tower card. So, exhilarating change turns your world upside down. Changes can be disruptive, even violent, but are necessary, promising a positive outcome. Breakup of relationships or lifestyles. Financial losses may be incurred. The picture is about going through an unstable phase. It denotes receiving shocking news, sudden revelation, destruction of something corrupt. Depending on where it falls in a reading, it can also indicate sudden changes in health, such as a stroke or heart attack, or sudden hospitalization, or loss of property, change of residence, loss of job, or separation of relationships. Here's a bonus. Sudden awakening or realization that will change your life. Electricity, communication through the internet, receiving news by quick technology. Kundalini experience, where energy rises up the body to illuminate the mind. So as you can see, you're going to be going through a tower moment in April. So I'm sorry to deliver the bad news, Capricorn, but you know what? This is a turbulent time anyway, and your trajectory is a trajectory of success and greatness by default, because you're Capricorn, but also because you're adjusting to Pluto leaving Aquarius and now, leaving a Capricorn and now being in Aquarius. But so I'm pretty sure you're tough enough and resilient enough to make it through this, because you are returning back to the throne on the mountain that you're climbing. So thank you, Capricorn, for being with me. Please click like, share, and tell everybody about my show, and I will see you next time.